think it's a confidence thing. I mean, it's like, you know, okay, you think I look crazy? Well, fuck you. And if you think I don't, then great, we have something to talk about. And either way, I'm a pretty free spirit, and I love pattern, and I love loud people and loud everything. From Princeton, New Jersey, originally. I lived in Santa Fe, New Mexico for 6 years during college. My mom from the 60s, she wore a lot of Mary Mecco and, I don't know, very bright, cool shift kind of thing. Yeah, my sister was sort of, I guess, she's 7 years older, and she wore a black motorcycle jacket when I was like 10, and that was probably fairly defining. When I first lived in New York, I was Nylon's first street style photographer in 2001, and I was a photo intern, and they never had one, and I was totally worthless at Photoshop and everything else, so they sort of sent me off to do research, and then came in one day and they were like, so, you know, I don't know if you're busy tonight. I'm 21. But do you want to go to this Versace party tonight and shoot style? And I'm like, yeah, let me check my book. Yeah, I do. That sounds great. I'm a photographer and a painter and a blogger and about to maybe be a designer. Most of my paintings have been about love and identity and sort of being a woman now, and using references that either I've found on the street or photographs that I've taken, or LP, you know, 60s, 70s LP covers. Charisse's cat hair, it would become spring, and I'd, you know, do these big brushing sessions and end up with this like huge thing of hair, and I kept it in a pot on the stovetop because I don't cook, and so every once in a while somebody would be drunk or stoned or something and open the pot and be like, oh, what is going on here? So I decided it was maybe a little bit better to put it in something. So I ended up going to Canal Plastics and got that, got one of them, and then started saving cigarettes, and it's been going on for about 5 years. You know, people are like, oh, you know, do you have your like tampons and shit like that? I'm like, no, I have the tampon wrappers. I'm not into the, you know, it's post wherever we are in the feminist thing. Like, people know we bleed, it's not a big deal, it happens. I'm more interested in sort of the color, and the I think packaging is huge. For, you know, at least the last 8 years, people say, oh my god, how do you wear that? And you're like, you put it on. I don't know, that's all. It's not very complicated. You know, there's still Victorian dresses that I can find from the 1800s, and a lot of people buy them for, you know, just to look at or put them in a frame or whatever, and I wear them and they generally break and rip, but, you know, they make me happy for as long as they last. These two braided ones are made by
the bracelets?
Yeah, this woman up in Maine who's been doing this my whole life. My mom has a house up there, and I've been going there since I was born. This one was the ring I bought myself, also in Ventura, the week I broke up with my last boyfriend. I'd seen it a year before, and it was still there when I went back a year later, and we just broken up, and I decided that that was going to be my engagement ring to myself. I wear this one. I never take my grandmother's ring off. The t-shirt is a hand-me-down of my sister to my brother, and then to me, and I think it's probably like a Hanes or a Jockey t-shirt from like 85. You know, I wore it all through high school playing lacrosse and whatever, and then luckily somehow my mom did not throw it away. I think at some point in college my dad said to me, you know, what are people going to say at your funeral? And, you know, whatever it was, 18, it was kind of like, fuck you, Dad. Like, I don't plan on having one anytime soon. But I think the principle of that is you put good energy out there, it's going to come back. And you want, my legacy, going back to the art thing, I would like there to be cheerful, positive artwork that I leave behind. I have way too much stuff as it is, so at this point it's like it really has to grab me. Like, if I see something that I've never seen before in any capacity, I'm gonna get it. I just read Janis Joplin, or 2 biographies on Janis Joplin, and, you know, she definitely had to fight a lot harder to get out of the South and go to Haight-Ashbury and find her people than I did, but I had to leave New Jersey, and I went out west, and I did, not at all the same thing, but I think that can be a problem in New York. People sort of get so into their daily lives that they can't, it's like, oh, I could never afford to do it. And it's like, well, actually, you can. You just need to not buy that bag of weed, or don't go out to dinner that night and do that 3 times. And, that's a train ticket or enough gas to get, where you need to go. And, I think the world it can be a sad place, but mostly it's a very happy, exciting place. And I try to make work about that. And just the luckiness of being alive.